Fam, what's up? Good evening. It is Monday. It is June 16th. This is our nightcap right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys joining us on the nightcap. Had a good Monday morning show, and we're polishing off the starts of the week with some good news. Looks like Brian Williams is on deck to make that announcement to Alabama. And I think he's been forecasted for a little bit of time. So tonight we're going to talk about Brian Williams, explain who he is, the impact that he'll have in this class of 2026. Now, of course, you have to wait for him to officially announce, but everybody else has already said that, they're predicting him to come out. So this isn't like this is like shocking news, right? I always think it's funny. There are people who are like, don't ruin the kid's moment, but then they make like a prediction. So we're going to talk about it as it happens. So he's been predicted by the, most important people in the industry to come to Bama. I appreciate you guys rocking with me tonight on Bama Football on YouTube. What's up, Bama family? We'll do some shout outs here in a minute, but let's highlight Brian Williams. And does everybody inside the comment box know who Brian Williams is? Give me a thumbs up if you do. 6'4" wide receiver. I mean, this football staff loves them some height, right? Length. Brian Williams, it's nice to get another prospect. It will be, from Florida. July 1st is the commitment date for Brian Williams. And you know what's going to be tight is you're going to have a Ryan Williams and a Brian Williams. Joe, what's up, man? I see you coming in from St. Louis. I haven't been to St. Louis in a minute. All right, let's high point it real quick. Appreciate you guys rocking with me. All right, so when we go full screen to the full screen monitor, sponsored by your company, just kidding. But if you want to, hit me up. Brian Williams, 6'4", 185 pounds, out of Altamonte Springs, Florida. It looks like it says he's an industry ranking 3-star. Is that correct? He's the number 99 player in Florida. But you know what that means? As soon as he commits to Alabama, you really think they're going to leave him at a 3-star? Come on. All the recruiting sites operate off the success of Alabama. Plus, this dude, I watched his highlight tapes a while ago. He's not a 3-star. And I don't even care about the star rankings, but they're not going to let this guy trust me. As soon as he commits, he'll magically become a 4-star or 5-star. The guy already deserves it because I'm about to show you his highlight film in 2 seconds. And I love the fact that, look, you're bringing him in. He was here a couple weeks ago on an official visit. Love Jamarcus Shepard. How could you not? Josh, what's up, bro? You on the rewatch? That's what's up. I appreciate you guys kicking it with me, man. All right. What I'm about to show you is this young man's highlight tape, okay? You tell me if this guy is a 3-star. Keep in mind, we don't do star rankings or any of that, here. We just talk about the players that are going to commit to Alabama and the players that we hope, continue to contribute here. But just keep that in mind because, I watched this highlight tape. I'm an old wide receiver. This dude he's fire. 6'4", 190 pounds. And let's get to the video. Here we go. I'll go full screen. All right, here he is on the bottom right. 6'4", right? Gets off the ball nice. Gets past the DB. Too easy. Touchdown. You know what? He's faster than I thought he would be. All right, here he is again. It's going to be at the bottom, so they're going to isolate, right? That one-on-one coverage. DB has no opportunity. Quarterback gets the ball out really fast. And he's able to have this guy's fast. He has some really good after the catch. Sometimes you get a 6'4" guy, he might land in the possession type, but this at his high school, they like to put him on the isolation on the outside. Look at him. Can you imagine guarding this dude? No, Javion, what's up, man? This is pre-recorded. I pre-recorded this earlier today, but I can answer you live because it's AI. Dude, I don't know what happened, but that is the biggest question that I get on my YouTube channel is if I'm live or not. Like, this is live. Look, I don't know what I could show you guys. Here's screensaver. Me and my daughter. It says 8:06 p.m. All right, we continue. Is this live? It never stopped. All right, here he is. Quarterback throws it up, goes up, high points it, 6'4". He's gonna be the guy. And you know what? When the wide receivers, like, sometimes you get in this like area, you get it like someone who's tall like this. Like, this guy's a natural wide receiver. Sometimes people are like, well, let's put him at tight end. No. Like, this guy needs to stay on the outside. Look at this play right here. All right, and I actually like the quarterback now too. This guy, I can't even imagine having to deal with this guy at the high school level. Look at this formation. Trips left. Williams takeoff. High points it. He's a menace. So you welcome him in. Imagine the future of Alabama too. Ryan Williams, right? Jalen Hell. Derek Meadows, Lazier Brooks. If this wide receiver group isn't the best in the country this coming year, then the following year is going to be even better, right? These are the targets that Alabama is currently going after, and I'm sure there's more wide receivers, but it looks like Brian Williams is set to commit on July 1st. Heavy lean towards the Alabama Crimson Tide. I appreciate you guys being here. Did you guys think he was a 3-star? It was like it was too easy to watch, like at the high school level. I don't even know what he'll do this year. I would imagine, he probably catches 20 touchdowns. I'd throw it to the kid every single time. You also have Booby Feaster, who's up in here, who would probably be a slot type wide receiver. And then you have Sedarian Morgan, right? So Sedarian Morgan is your wide receiver out of Alexandria, Alabama. So I was thinking about this. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling like watching some tape tonight. So let's watch. This is the next tape you're about to watch. Is Sedarian Morgan. So 6'4", another. Look, do you guys think that Alabama gets Sedarian Morgan? Thumbs up inside the comment box. Because if they get Brian Williams, who's 6'4", and they get Sedarian Morgan, who's 6'4", like, man, I'm telling you, the receivers, they're going to be elite again and again and again. Like, I posted a small little article on our Facebook page, and I said that the recruiting has not fallen off with Coach Kalen DeBoer. And people are like, well, there's only 6 guys that are committed. Yeah, in June. Who cares about June recruiting? Seriously, honestly. Wake me up when the kids are signing the actual paperwork, but we have to get through it, right? But I'm telling you, these guys, just wait. And this isn't like gassing up. If things were like falling off, I'll be talking about it, but they're not. Now that this NIL is about to get settled, Alabama probably has the most money after the Texas schools. I think it's like Texas A&M, Texas, and then Alabama. I think they have more money than Ohio State. Actually, did you see Alabama just hired the new president from Ohio State? Keon Keeley will play. It's just, he's not going to play. He's not going to be the starter because LT Overton's better than him. So he's going to have to wait one more year. But he'll play this year, Keon Keeley. All right, but let's watch Sedarian Morgan before we get ahead of ourselves. And then we'll have some free time and we'll talk. But this is Sedarian Morgan out of Alexandria City. 6'4". Here's a quarterback. Launching it up. Look at this guy. This guy's a monster. He will be here. What a catch. He will be here the 20th in Tuscaloosa. He was just at Auburn. He said Auburn is not his favorite. He said they're not at the bottom, actually, which I thought was hilarious. Okay, wide splits. Here he is to your left, right? Nice little move right here. Great ball. He's able to go get it. Another touchdown machine. The thing about him is they will put him actually in the slot, which is crazy. Here he is running kind of like an outpost, right? Another touchdown. I think he's the number one. I think he's the number one player in the state of Alabama, right? He better be. Look at this. And this guy's a playmaker. Cedarian Morgan. Know the name. Love it right here. Just get your best player of the football. It's not complicated. This is what you have to do with Ryan Williams. Just get him the ball. You don't have to make it complicated. Sometimes you just let the speed do for itself. This guy's very physical. Look at that. Shakes off the corner, throws him off, catches it. And this guy plays with a lot of intensity. He plays mad. He plays fiery. I love this. Having your big player in the slot right here. Nice pass. Goes up. Touchdown machine. So that was Cedarian Morgan and the highlights we just watched. We watched Cedarian Morgan right there, and then before that was Brian Williams. I don't know if Cedarian Morgan has been forecasted to go anywhere. I don't, but I know that Brian Williams is now predicted to go to Alabama, and he is committing on July 1st. All right. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited would you be if you got both Cedarian Morgan and Brian Williams? Sound off inside the comment box. All right, let me transition out real quick. And if you got some of our morning show, I appreciate it. I'll go over some things you might have seen earlier today. This is our Monday, Tuesday raffle. It's a nice military Alabama sweater. You got the logo, the American patch on the side. $10 to enter, up to 3 opportunities, and we'll spin it on the back of Tuesday. So if you want to get in, a super chat will get you in for $10, up to 3 opportunities. Or you could cash app us Bama YouTube or Bama_YouTube. And if you have any questions about any of the gear, if you want, just go ahead and email me, or you can email me anyways. Just say what's up or give me a tip. nmpreps@gmail.com. If you're a business owner, if you want to be a sponsor of one of the segments, hit me up. I know Patriot Life just got his hat. Jarvis got his. Yeah, this particular shirt right here, as I've told everybody, is from Dick's Sporting Goods. I got it on the clearance rack. I couldn't believe it. All right. I talked about this earlier today, but the following is sponsored by our good friends at Sonic in West Memphis, Arkansas, and Marion, Arkansas. These are our commitment dates right here. I've updated with Brian Williams being July 1st. I'm still working on the dates. If you guys could see it out there, and let me know. I need Jet Washington, Nolan Wilson, and Tank Jones. I'm going to say this before I talk about the commitments, I'm going to talk about this, okay? Jet Washington down here. I had a source tell me today that it's not over in terms of Jet Washington being predicted to Oregon. I found that to be really interesting. He said, look, like Bama loves the kid and it's not over. I mean, I think, the highest in the industry have predicted that Jet Washington, Kobe's nephew, is being predicted to Oregon as of today. But this source was like, yo, it's not over. So, hey, Alejandro, I got you, bro. Thanks, man, I got you in the raffle. I personally feel that you're going to get Jeriah Edwards, and I don't think Alabama gets Jet Washington, but that's what I heard today from a source. I see it. I don't think that. So Jet Washington is a 5-star safety. I just don't think that you get 2 5-star safeties in this class, right? But anyways, you have Sincere Johnson, who I don't know if he's been predicted either to commit to Alabama. He's next. I mean, he's this week. All right, let's see what Jake has to say. I think it was Jet. Jake says this. Steve Whitfarm predicted Morgan to Bama about a month ago. Oh, yeah, thank you. I must have missed that. But I seen today a wide receiver from Alabama was trying to get Morgan to Florida with him. And Morgan said Florida was either 1 or 2 for him. You know what? Florida has been recruiting very well. They got some offensive linemen in there. They've been doing, they've been doing work for sure. But I didn't see that about Morgan. But Billy Napier is doing a hell of a job. But thanks for the ad, Jake. I appreciate it, bro. Hey, Joseph, I got you in, man, with the Venmo, man. Thank you. Joseph Stevenson. Any other commitment dates that I'm missing? I need help on Jet Washington, Nolan Wilson, and Tank Jones. I don't know if we have any of those guys in just yet. See, and I'm with you, Ryan. I don't think you get both Jariah Edwards and Jet Washington. All right, so let me run through a couple of things real quick. And the first thing is about Brandon Arrington, okay? So Brandon Arrington, why is this of significance? Well, he visited this past weekend, all right? He's a 5-star corner. And what's amazing about this, I was asking the morning crew about Brandon Arrington, and a lot of people feel Texas A&M. He had a wonderful visit here in Tuscaloosa, and I think that the Tide can put him on the field, and I think that Mo Lindquist will play a key part here in terms of development. I think having the Cali corners will also kind of, help in his decision. He's got a lot of things to think about, but man, getting the number 1 player from California, oh my goodness, look at this. All right, I love this photo, first of all, but this is Mo Lindquist, yo, okay? Here's the Cali Cats, but look at this real fast. Let me show you this. Could you imagine, this is a possibility. This is a real possibility that you're able to get 3 5-stars in that secondary. That's why I don't think you're going to be able to get Jet Washington, but I think this is a possibility. All right, so let me ask the evening crew. Do you think that Alabama gets Brandon Arrington, or do you think he goes elsewhere? Sound off inside the comment box if you think Alabama gets Brandon Arrington. I think Alabama made a lot of movement this past weekend. I think it's a possibility. I guess people this morning were saying A&M. I don't know. Jordan Edmonds is already committed, and then Jariah Edwards, he's on commitment watch. Hey, Lee G, what's up, man? Good to see you up in here. Joe is saying there's a good chance. All right, let me see who's up in here tonight. All right. Kimberly, I appreciate you being here. Alabama's biggest fan. Daniel Adams, what's up, man? Rex Green is going to be checking in in 10 minutes. That's cool. Josh Johnson, Twan coming to us from Naples. Kalen, Childress, Frank, the Tank, Southern Red, what's up? Kyle Hirsch, Trey Lively, the Get Right podcast. That's dope. I love that. Young C, what's up? Eli, Dan Caraway, HS is coming to us from Vegas. Anna, what's up? Young C, Javion, Q, Jay is saying too much money. Fromm says it right, though. He's like, you want to compete against the best? Come to Bama. Can you imagine these battles at practice between the secondary and the wide receivers? You know what I'm saying? Like going forward. It'd be crazy. Christian, what's up, bro? Imagine like the future Jordan Edmonds battling against Brian Williams. Dejon Lee battling against Ryan Williams. Crazy. This is the raffle one more time. Bama_YouTube and Cash App. We'll spin it hopefully on Tuesday afternoon. Or Tuesday. Maybe tomorrow, by the end of tomorrow's show. I talked about this today too. Is the new 2026 quarterback offer. You see this? Bryson Beaver. If this kid comes, I'm serious. He better be sponsored by Buc-ee's. I was going to say I'd call him myself, but did you know there's no phone number to Buc-ee's? This is a thing. Does anybody want to hear a Buc-ee's story time? Bryson Bieber is recently offered what we know he's visited this past weekend. He was an official commitment. He decommitted from Boise, 6'3", 195 pounds. He's an Elite 11 finalist, Cali quarterback, 3,000 yards. He's blowing up right now. Everybody's offering him. When you look to the quarterbacks that Alabama has offered in the class of 2026, you got Jet Thamala, Matt Ponatowski, and Taden Kawa. So you add on, Bryson Bieber to the mix. Alabama has now extended offers to 4 quarterbacks. And then when you look to the class of 2027, you added Trent Seaborn, in-state guy out of Thompson. The guy has been playing since 8th grade, absolute baller. He's already thrown for 6,500 yards and how many touchdowns? Almost 70 touchdowns, and he still has 2 more years of football to play at the high school level. And I know everybody knows about this young man. We've been reading about this guy since he was 8th grade. I can't believe he's been playing quarterback since 8th grade. He was even the MVP. Wild, wild, wild stuff. So those are your, that's a look at quarterbacks. And from what I gather, Kalen DeBoer and Nick Sheridan absolutely love this guy. Ryan Grubb, of course, too. Let's see what Southern Red has to say. At the Crane Company, another great YouTube show with Josh Pate. Those are those shows are like bigger than ESPN. Those are like the next wave, shows. It's incredible. The production, multi-millionaires doing. It's unbelievable. Pate was very complimentary of Ty. Yeah. And I think people will start to learn, about Ty Simpson as we go. But, it's kind of nice that nobody knows about him just yet. There was a couple of recruits elsewhere this past weekend. Xavier Griffin, he visited Texas, says he doesn't really have a leader. I think he's an Alabama lean. I think probably a lock. He commits on June 29th. And then Sadarian Morgan, as we talked about earlier in the show, visited Auburn, and he said, they're not at the bottom. When asked about the Tigers, he'll be visiting Alabama on the 20th. So with that said, I'll open it up, and we'll just, if you guys just want to kick it, we'll just have our little nightcap. And if you guys have questions, just post them inside the comment box. We'll call this time recess. Whatever's on the board, you throw it inside the comment box. I'll put it on the screen, and, we'll talk about Alabama football. You want to talk about life? You want to ask me a question? Go ahead. Open mic. You want to call it open mic? That sounds. How about open mic on the nightcap? That's cool. I like that. I think that's better than recess. Open mic on the nightcap. So your nightcap is all you. So whatever you guys have, throw it up on the board. Ryan says this. I think not hyping up Ty is fair. He could beat out Milroe, but Grubb will end up being the best gift that we could ever get. Yeah, I think as Alabama fans, and, when we look to this coming season, there's a couple key points that we're really excited about. And one is all the returners on defense. But let's be honest, Ryan Grubb, I think, has given us, and given recruits, and has given players, I think, something to really believe in. This is the guy that we wanted from the jump. And now understanding that Ryan Grubb is here, working with Coach Kalen DeBoer, the guys do so well together. And last year, them being apart, they went through different struggles. But those guys together have won some major games. They've done some amazing things, incredible things together. And I think with the quarterbacks that you have here, along with the wide receivers, and if the offensive line can take steps forward, which I think they're going to, man, Ryan Grubb could do some serious things here. Now, we have to talk about all things, okay? And I guess when talking about Ryan Grubb, one of the questions is if Alabama's offense does so well, let's just say they get to a natty. Let's just say it, right? Do you think that Ryan Grubb stays? Or do you think that he would bounce out? Hey, Glenn, the short answer, it probably looks like either Sincere Johnson, who's committing on the 19th. He's a linebacker. Or we'll wait till the back end of June. I think we have, don't we have the commitment list somewhere? I'll leave this up here so you can look at the players that are up to commit next. But I don't know. That's the thing, is like, how long will Grubb stay here? If it's like, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because if Alabama does so well, I guarantee you the first name off the list will be Ryan Grubb. He already speaks like a head coach. That's the thing, is like, if Alabama really runs the table this year, he's going to have so many opportunities. And I kind of think Mike G, I'm with you, bro. I think that's kind of the honest truth of it. If he balls out, man, I think he'll dip out. Let's see. B. Jammin says, I feel good. I feel Grubb has a point to prove. Me too. You know what? This is a really good post right here. It does feel that he has a chip on his shoulder. I feel like with I feel that with Washington, a couple things on Grubb. I feel with Washington, he felt like he deserved, not in an entitlement way, but to get that job after Coach Kalen DeBoer. Do you agree with me? He even put out like a statement that he wanted to be there and he wanted to be the head coach, and he was passed up on it. And I think like he had Washington absolutely rolling. And then I think when he went to the Seahawks, the NFL's the NFL. And I think that him getting fired, where he is in his career, like, he still has so much hunger in him. So I think Ryan Grubb absolutely has something to prove. Did Hayes just post something? We're going to have to stay up till 9? I didn't see it. Let's see what Hayes had to post. If you haven't seen Hayes Fawcett, I mean, you need to follow him. Let's see. Someone committed to Texas A&M. Someone committed to Penn State. I don't know. I didn't see anything posting at 9. So, what's up, Chad? Appreciate you being here, brother. All right, what else? What else we got inside the comment box? Joshua Ray says, Hayes Fawcett dropping some news at 9. Yeah, I didn't see that. Javion saying, got to head to the expensive grocery store. You know what? Who has an Aldi? We just got an Aldi. Well, we've had a couple Aldis in Tuscaloosa, but we got a new Aldi. I have to say, and I'm not like the biggest Aldi guy, but I'm definitely not a Publix guy. Publix, you go in there, it's like 3 things, you're up to like $30. Southern Red is often optimistic that Grubb stays 2 to 3 years. I would love that. I don't think it's true. I think the better Bama does, the higher the chances that he bounces. Glenn says, I heard he was a tough coach and didn't pan out in the NFL. I think he is more suited for college kids. I didn't hear that. But it seems he has a completely different coaching style. It seems like Coach Kalen DeBoer. It seems like they work really well together. I can't really explain it, but I think they do. Ryan Harris is with me, man. All these are the best. Get their dried mangoes. Ooh, that sounds solid. See, Chad, I said the same thing, bro, before you got here. If Alabama, I think if they have a, Final Four type season, I think he's gone. Rex says Publix got the jump with the 2-for-1s, huh? Texas laying out Lamborghinis to get flips. And Lee G, are they still doing Lamborghinis in Austin? Is that still a thing? I must have missed that. All right, Lee G, what's up, man? They seen how last season turned out and what worked and what didn't. I think it's going to be a big change in mixing the pass and with the run, the dominant defense. You can't go wrong with that recipe. That's absolutely true. And the secret sauce in all this, too, could be the effectiveness of the running game, because we continue to highlight all these wide receivers and what they can do. But, man, we haven't really been talking about the running backs. See, I don't think I'm doing this grocery store thing right. See, Publix has a buy one, get one. I guess I'm just doing it wrong. Maybe I should, try it at least one more time. I don't know. Kimberly's just up on Walmart. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Walmart. I'm not kidding you. I went to Walmart the other day and got a I promise you, I got a rotisserie chicken and a thing of potato salad. It was like $9 total. And I fed Kaden and Lacey. That's what we ate for dinner. It was $9 for 3 people. Mike G, appreciate you becoming a fan funder, brother. That's what's up. I would 100% agree with this. That Daniel Hill's being slept on. He seems like a lion in a cage, right? Skip Tot says this. Source told me Xavier Brown was approached to flip. The corner? I ain't hear that. No, I think he'll have a really good season again, man. It's amazing that Xavier Brown started every single game as a freshman. Ryan chimes back in and says, we can assume at a time that Alabama OC was the best job Grubb could get. But if he does well, he will get a head coaching job. I think so. Yeah, I would agree with that. Kimberly you haven't been to Aldi's yet? Go check it out. This is actually true, though. Publix does have, here in Tuscaloosa, they do have an area where they make subs. And if you do it right, the subs are good. They're thick, man. It's good. They got those kettle chips. Food City? What's Food? I never heard of Food City. That's in Huntsville? Texas, let's see. Skip is saying that Texas offered Ryan Williams on $6 million. Yeah, I heard all these things. I don't know if any of that's true. Like we were talking about Trent Seaborn today, the quarterback at Thompson. That somebody didn't they offer him like what was it? Was it $1 million to move high schools? Yeah, I never. Someone said it was true today. I don't think this was true about Ryan Williams. But I mean, I would imagine that he's getting paid. All these guys are being taken care of, right? All right, so Little Ye in here. This would be crazy if this happens. So Little Ye, is this right? So Little Ye is saying that Brandon Arrington, that kind of the word out there is that he's going to cancel his Texas A&M visit. Is that what you're talking about, Little Ye? I haven't seen that, but the reason that would be really significant is I think that would be a gigantic win for Alabama, right? Because he was just here, and I think the biggest competitor to Alabama was probably Texas A&M. So I didn't see that. I would stay locked on to your recruiting sites in case that happens. That would be really significant. And I think that could probably be kind of, connect the tea leaves to maybe Brandon Arrington is closer to, Yeah, he's saying, here's Hayes, and he's saying, major development on a 5-star recruit dropping at the top of the hour, 9 p.m. Central Time. One of the top recruits in 2026. Huh. Okay. He doesn't say who it is. But if it's Arrington and he's not taking, we're talking about Arrington, I guess. But I don't know if that's what Hayes meant. He didn't say who the player was. He just said at 9 p.m. So. Kimberly says her favorite fast food is American Deli. They got the good barbecue chicken, wings, and fries. Has anybody been to, is it the Cookout? Hey, Ashton Jones, what's up, bro? We're kind of like in free time right now. This is kind of like an open time period. We highlighted Brandon Williams in the beginning of the show. I'll timestamp things, but right now we're just kicking it. It's just like There's kind of no rhyme or reason, just freestyle. I'm throwing comments on the board. We're kicking it. So, and if you have like a question out there or whatever, just feel free to throw it inside the comment box. Honestly, just chilling. Try Green Acres Chicken, downtown Birmingham. I haven't been there. The Birmingham food scene, incredible. I'm serious. Look, it is hard to find someplace bad. Birmingham, their food is outstanding. If you live in Birmingham or that area and you're getting that food, the restaurants, the breakfast, I mean, it goes hard. I've been to a few restaurants out in Birmingham. I don't get there that much. Yeah, see, I've never been to Cookout. We have one here in Tuscaloosa, but I would imagine it's obviously just hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff like that, but I've never been there. All right, let's see what Crimson Angel has to say. All right, Grubb is going to take Alabama to another level and just make a dramatic improvement that Sheridan ever was. Nick Sheridan press conference last season was not it. No accountability last season along with Coach Kalen DeVore. You know, man, when I look back at last season, one guy who got put in a very tough position was Nick Sheridan. I mean, he was. I mean, and we were hard on him. And look, if you're going to be the offensive coordinator or the DC, we're going to be critical of you. You are going to get stones thrown at you because nobody throws stones at the head coach here, or they didn't because it was Coach Saban. So, and look, this is how it always was. If the defense made a good play, Coach Saban made the adjustment. If the defense made a bad play, it was Pete Golding, and he had no idea what he was doing, right? But if they made an interception, Saban took over and called that play. It was the same way on offense, right? Oh, well, Saban's calling the plays or whatever. So, people were willing to give Coach Kalen DeBoer a chance, but Nick Sheridan, that was a tough position. He came over here to coach the tight ends. Came over here to coach the tight ends, and then they're like, hey, you're going to have to call the offense. I am? Yeah. Okay. And you had to keep Milroe in at quarterback. I do? Yeah. Okay, coach. And you have to go talk to the media. I do? Yeah. For 15 minutes every Monday. I do? Yeah. Nick Sheridan was in a tough spot, man. Woo! He had to be the happiest dude when Ryan Grubb got hired, because think about Ryan. Nick Sheridan is still getting paid $1 million to just coach quarterbacks. Jackpot. Skip says, Kyle, with no kids flipping from offers and no transfers, do you agree these boys are locked in? Yeah, I do. I think because, and I've said this I guess something happened in like January or February here in Tuscaloosa, and I think Alabama got really organized with like NIL, or they got some mega millionaires because things like changed. Like, think about it. You didn't lose any spring transfers, right? You haven't really lost a significant flip. You're able to get like LeBaron Philon. You're able to keep your baseball coach, right? You're able to get different components. So something happened, because now I'm serious. Alabama has as much money as anybody else. Maybe not the two Texas schools, but I think they are, unless, Greg Burns said that there was so many people that donated to Yay Alabama, which I don't even think, you need to anymore. I think it's just for like media content, because now the university can pay. But he said that they were third in the nation, so I don't know. You could do the numbers. I mean, if they got, 8 million people to sign up for that thing at $5? I don't know. I'm just making things up. That's $40 million. Probably not Oregon. But I don't know. I mean, something happened, because now they can pay everybody anything. And we still don't know what happened with like Jalen Mbakwe. You think they just told him, hey, man, you could play wide receiver. And he was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, so we got a new president here at the University of Alabama. You see this? He's from Ohio State. I didn't really read much into it. I don't know. I guess something's happening at 9. That's what Hayes said. But who knows? He didn't say if it was Brandon Aronson related or anything. He just said news dropping at 9. Well, and Fromm says hopefully the new UA president gets along with DeBoer. Oh, yeah, I think so. I think DeBoer is a very, likable person. I think it'd be really hard not to get along with him. I think, a new president would have to kind of bow down to Coach Saban because that's who runs things here. Probably still does, to be honest. I mean, he literally built the city. He restructured the economy here. I know, I live here. In the 9 years, how this city's grown, it's because of Saban. All the students, all the Alabama fans, it's because of Saban. Yeah, so that's where we're at, fam. But yeah, I guess stay tuned to the news at 9. We'll see what happens. I appreciate you guys rocking with me tonight, as always. I'll be back in tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central Time, right here on Bama Football on YouTube. We'll break it down. Break down the news at 9. You guys stay blessed. Get some sleep. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking with me tonight on our nightcap show. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Oh, it's Hayes Fawcett. If you guys have Rex is saying it's Hayes Fawcett. He's a newsbreaker for On3. Basically, the top guy who breaks all the stories. So I appreciate you guys, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. All right, coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, on Monday, June 16th. Kyle, and no, I would stay on. I'm tired. I'm tired. And if I'm not 100, I got to dip. Love you, fam. I'll catch you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time. Good night, fam. See ya.